When I first ran in the Li-Ning Red Hare 9 Ultra, I couldn't figure it out. I didn't know what it was good for, what I liked about it. All I knew was that it was an incredibly unique ride. In the comments yesterday, I saw one of you recommend a comparison against the Puma MagMax 2, and it was like a eureka moment.
Get up, no, get moving.
Molly is a ritter, I the notion. Molly's money get to stay in motion. Grunt, now you're working wicked fast. Stay on the edge, you're on top. Happy stop, let's go.
All right, everybody, we're here with the Li-Ning Red Hare 9 Ultra and the Puma MagMax 2. Now, before we get into the meat of the comparison, these two definitely don't feel similar, but I think they do similar things for me. And the midsole in the Puma MagMax 2, I could even describe as boring, and the midsole in the Li-Ning Red Hare 9 Ultra is anything but. But I think they both save my legs in a similar way, and both don't exactly reward faster running. First, we're gonna go over what each of these shoes is and a little bit of stats and specs about each. They are both max cushion trainers. The Li-Ning Red Hare 9 Ultra takes a more super foamed, explosive, exciting approach towards the category. The Puma MagMax 2 takes a more high cushion, impact absorption, slightly more traditional max stack. And this isn't necessarily a traditional shoe, but it does have more traditional geometry, like an 8mm drop and a more padded upper, not a super padded upper, but a more padded upper. And the foam is a little less exciting, especially when compared to the Red Hare. The Red Hare comes at the max cushion category from let's make this techie, let's make this new, exciting, an unfelt sensation for runners who are seeking the next new, the next. And that's why they're both very different in their underfoot feel and in their philosophy and their like what they're trying to bring to the market. This is like the new kid on the block, the cyborg human, and the Puma MagMax 2 is like the analog runner with a Casio watch and the black coffee, right? So these are very different shoes for very different philosophical types of runner. The Li-Ning Red Hare 9 Ultra is about 260 grams in a 10. The Puma MagMax is 270 grams in a 9.5. This is, I would say the MagMax is a bit bigger and taller than the Red Hare. You could see the heft in the heel or the pure size of the heel in the MagMax 2. And it's neither of them are small shoes. Let's get that straight away. Like the Li-Ning is also very big, and it feels like sort of bootish underfoot when you're just standing there in it. And I think that has something to do with the stiffer heel collar here. It wraps all the way around your foot, sort of providing vertical sidewalls to keep your ankle in place. Not exactly like a stability shoe, but it's a stabilizing element to an otherwise very tippy platform. And the MagMax isn't quite as built up structurally, but it does have a lot of padding on it. Maybe not compared to other max cushion and giant, like heavier shoes. This is very light for my understanding of the max cushion category, but again, it's not really my category, so I might be talking from a place of ignorance here sometimes, just because I haven't run in a ton of shoes like this. How these compare similarly is the pace ranges and the leg savingsness that they provide to me. So the pace ranges, I think these both feel comfortable at daily or slower than daily paces. I feel like the shoe resists me getting up past those paces. If I had to say one was faster than the other, it's pretty clearly the Red Hare 9 Ultra that's faster than the Puma MagMax 2, but I don't think it's like a radically drastic uptick in pace for the Li-Ning. It's just like a you could do a little bit more with this for pace, but at the same time, I think that maybe the MagMax 2 has slightly more leg savings powers, if you could call it a power characteristic. I don't know. For sure, the Li-Ning is more interesting and more of an experience. It has 3 layers of foam, including the Super Boom capsule, which is this like wibbly, jello-y, like non-Newtonian-y, wherever you're stepping, like wherever your foot lands, all of the foam sort of rushes to the other parts of the shoe and like backfills, sort of like if you stood on an air mattress, the front of the air mattress would get firm, while the back of the air mattress would like sink into your foot, right? So if think your foot was the size of an air mattress, or better yet, you just had a small foot-sized air mattress under you. Imagine like wherever you land first, how would the air behave in that situation? And I'm not saying that there's air in the red foam here in the Super Boom, which is just an excellent name. It's not air, it's foam, but it's a very airy foam. Like if you squeeze all 3 layers on this shoe, the Super Boom is by far the squishiest. So, and none of the layers of foam feel quite like the MagMax. The MagMax has a much more EVA-ish feel, although it's hard to say whether it's an EVA. The nitro foam in this Puma hasn't said what it is. So as far as I know personally, I saw some people say it was a PIBA EVA blend. As far as upper construction, I personally like the MagMax's upper a little bit better. It's just it kind of is just more comfortable to me. I think that the main part that I don't love about the Red Hare's upper is how built up this heel collar is. It's like cardboard components that come all the way from like there, wrapping all the way around the back to like there, and it probably actually like right there. And yeah, not my favorite thing, but it does keep your ankle in place. It's both tippy and squidgy unstable due to the strange combination of foams. That makes it a fun experience to run in. It also, while the squidginess in the foam in the Li-Ning makes it exciting and new and novel to run in, it also does work my both inner and outer ankle muscles, like whatever actually is in there muscularly. I'm not an expert on the muscular skeletal system, but I feel like there's some micro muscles that get worked pretty intensely sometimes in the Li-Ning. I think I have 4 runs on this now, 3 or 4 runs, and this is a recurring theme that I've noticed, that whatever my stabilizing muscles in the like ankle construction on both legs, they've been worked each time in this shoe to varying degrees, right? None of that in the MagMax, which makes the MagMax, I think, more of a true recovery shoe. I would be, if I'm completely battered, I would be reaching for the MagMax over the Li-Ning. But if it's like I'm not really sure how I'm feeling, I don't feel great, and maybe I want to have the option to pick up the pace a little bit, then I would be going with the Red Hare 9 Ultra. That's the dividing line on these two, but these are both like on the recovery end of the running shoe spectrum for me. Although I do think that, Li-Ning Red Hare 9 Ultra is a bit more of a super trainer, as more exciting foams. I think the bottom layer is a beaded PIBA. I think the top layer is a TPEE, but I have seen people say that that's also a PIBA, and people have speculated, maybe with good information, I don't know the sources on it, but some of the reviewers have speculated that it's a really airy PIBA inside the Super Boom capsule. I don't know, but that would not surprise me. So this has way more exciting foam. It's a way more exciting underfoot experience, and you can pick up the pace in it. I think why I'm putting this more closely aligned with the MagMax than when I compared the Red Hare 9 Ultra to the Mega Blast. Like, I think that it is actually closer in performance type to the MagMax 2. It still is more of a super trainer than the MagMax 2. Like, the MagMax 2 is max cushion, comfort, and recovery oriented. I think the Li-Ning does have more of those, super trainer characteristics, but on the slower end of the super trainer spectrum. This is just a more modern tech-centered shoe, and I think that both can exist as equally as good of shoes. Like, they're both really good shoes, just very wildly different in their approach to running shoe technological implementation. I'm not sure how tall the Red Hare 9 Ultra is. There's no stats available online for this as far as I could tell. It's definitely over 40. I mean, it feels over 40 when you run in it. You couldn't convince me otherwise. Like, it's probably even over 40 in the forefoot, or maybe close to it. Whereas the MagMax 2 feels even taller than the Red Hare. So I don't know. I don't know what this would be, but by feel, the MagMax feels a little heavier and a little taller. The heel feels a lot bigger. And that's probably one of the things that I like a bit better in the Red Hare, is that it doesn't feel svelte or nimble by any means. It's definitely not. It feels bulkier, but it feels a little bit more navigable, a little bit more nimble than the MagMax 2. But that's, again, the MagMax 2, that's not what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be nimble. It's supposed to be a big, comfortable cruiser. Okay. Thank you all very much for watching. This has been a very fun comparison. I know it's a little bit of a shorter video, straight to the point, as some of you like. And for now, stay in motion.